What's up, boys? Taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is my favorite website and app to take a look at some NBA player props and pretty much just all player props in general for pretty much any sport. They have a ton of player props on the board, so if you guys are already on PrizePicks, I highly recommend joining. Use code DOMG when you guys do go ahead and sign up. They match your first deposit 100% up to $100. When you guys do go ahead and sign up using code DOMG, because it helps me out. It helps you guys out as well when you guys go ahead and use my code. Again, you guys get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Great deal on PrizePicks. Highly recommend using it. It's available in most states and in Canada. So we're taking a look at some player props though. And yeah, so I didn't record a video yesterday. Day before though, we were 2-1. So looking for that sweep, just can't get hold of those sweeps. We've been going constantly 2-1. I feel like, so that kind of sucks. It's profitable, but like I don't know, man. I want the sweep, obviously. So, but yeah, we're bouncing back today, looking for the sweep once again. Here I got 2-point props and an assist prop for you guys. But as always, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. Helps me out. And yeah, just bare minimum though. Leave a like on the video. It takes like 2 seconds out of your day to go ahead and do. So I really would appreciate if you guys do that. We'll go ahead and do that. But let's go and take a look at these here. But also there's a free Discord link in the description if you guys are interested in joining. There's a bunch of great minds over there. I think we did pretty good in the Discord yesterday, so that was pretty good. I think a lot of people had a pretty good day. So yeah, pretty happy with that. And I think that's pretty much all I want to go ahead and talk about. But the PrizePicks link is in my description if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these here and hop straight into these player props here. Just always tailor everything at your own risk. Do your own research, all that different stuff. A lot of stuff changes throughout the day, so just always tailor at your own risk. Don't go off of directly just what I say. Look into it a little bit on your own before you guys go ahead and take one of these. But let's go ahead and take a look at the first point prop here. We're going to take a look at a birthday boy today. It's going to be Kyrie Irving. So it's his birthday today. There's a big birthday narrative usually with player props and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of people going off of, and it's pretty good narrative for the most part. I've seen it work, honestly, kind of the majority of the time. So Kyrie Irving, it's his birthday today, going against Memphis, coming off a 60-point game versus Orlando, which was a couple days ago, but last game he played, he dropped 60. So hoping he could drop at least 26 today against Memphis. He's averaging 37.8 in his last 5 games, so that's obviously kind of bumped up there by that Orlando game. But if you take a look more into this one, he's a minus 125 to hit this over. He's hitting 58% of his games this season and is hitting 6 out of his last 10 games. So it's looking like a pretty good spot, hitting the majority of his games this season, 6 out of 10 his last 10, and it's his birthday today. So we're going to take a look more into this one here on Kyrie Irving. So the Brooklyn game tonight, it's a 7:30 game tonight. It's a 2-point spread, 239 over under right here. So pretty good over under spread. It's pretty good for the most part, I guess. But I mean, yeah, that's about as good as you can get almost usually. But point guard here against Memphis. Let's take a look at this game here. So season long point guard points versus Memphis. We're going to check how much points per game Memphis is allowed. It looks like they are kind of on the harder side, but it's really not that tough. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, they're allowing the 12th least points per game this season to the point guard position. And the last 7 games here, Memphis is kind of on the easier side. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, kind of around that 14th range, I think. On the 14th most points per game to the point guard position in the last 7 games. So they're kind of just a middle-of-the-road matchup here. And I think that Kyrie Irving could definitely get it done here. Again, 58% hit rate on the season. 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games. Has a middle-of-the-road matchup. I feel like this is one that he can definitely get it done here against Memphis. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on here. Let's take a look at another point prop. This is going to be my least favorite of the day just because the odds are plus on this one. This is a plus 110 on this one. So, usually I try to take, lower numbers, but it's a plus 110 here for Spencer Dinwiddie to go ahead and go over 2.5 points. But I think this is a very, very good spot. He had 36 last matchup without Luka. He also had 16 last matchup versus Houston, and that was with Luka playing, I believe. So, yeah, it seems like a pretty good spot here. He only going to need 5 more than what he did with Luka last time. And again, he had 36 last matchup without Luka. So we'll take a look at this game here against Houston, but obviously the hit rate is going to be all wonky because of Luka being out tonight. So let's take a look at the Mavericks game here. So obviously Luka out right here, as you can see. It's a 10-point spread, though, still for Dallas here. 223.5 over-under. 8:30 tonight. Let's take a look at this one here. So point guard going against the Houston Rockets. Season-long point guard points versus the Rockets here. And the Rockets are allowing the 6th most points per game to the point guard position so far this season. And in the last 7 games here, Houston is still kind of in the middle, I'd say. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, I think that's the 17th, 18th most points per game. So a little bit on the harder side, I guess you could say, but it's really not a tough matchup. Not even the top 10 toughest matchup for for Dinwiddie today, but I think it's a pretty good spot as well for Spencer Dinwiddie here. Without Luka in the lineup, he destroyed. I forgot who he played last time. It was an easier team, it for sure was, but he still destroyed him last time. And he just needs 5 more than what he did the last time against Houston. So I think it's a pretty good spot here for him. Okay, so my other favorite for today is going to be Donovan Mitchell. So I'm not sure which one would be my favorite, Mitchell or Irving here. Irving has odds in his favor more than Mitchell does. Mitchell here is a minus 115 to go and hit this over of 4.5 assists. He's got a 69% hit rate this season, 8 out of 10 hit rate in his last 10 games, and he had 6 last matchup versus the Boston Celtics. So averaging 5.6 in his last 5. He is coming off a 3-assist game though versus Brooklyn. So it wasn't a back-to-back though. So I don't know. It's a pretty good spot though. Like I said, 69% hit rate, had 6 last matchup. Usually I try to stay away from Boston and Miami. Boston and Miami are the 2 toughest defenses in my opinion that I always usually try to stay away from. But he was able to get it done last matchup, so I might take a shot on Mitchell tonight. But it's a 4.5 point spread, 217 over under here. So shooting guard versus the Boston Celtics. Let's take a look. Season long shooting guard assists versus Boston. And of course, they're on the least amount of assists this season to the shooting guard position. Last 70 games here, Boston is still on that tougher side. But I definitely expected that. People expected it. I mean, that's why it's a 69% hit rate, 8 out of 10 hit rate in his last 10. It's because they bumped the number down. I believe he's been at 5.5 a good amount of times. So, and he's at 4.5 because he's facing such a tough defense. But I think it's a low enough number that I can feel comfortable taking Donovan Mitchell, even with the tougher defense. But that's completely up to you guys if you guys want to go ahead and take this player prop. But I'm just out here giving the info. But just something that I'm kind of eyeing for tonight. So, yeah, that's going to do it, though, man. So, to kind of recap, Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points. Spencer Dinwiddie over 20.5 points. Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 assists. And that is going to go ahead and do it. Looking for that sweep tonight. We'll see if we can go ahead and get it done. But that's what I got for you guys. Again, go ahead and sign up for prizepicks. It's a 100% deposit match up to $100. And you guys go ahead and use my code DOMG when signing up for prizepicks, available in most states and in Canada. We got a bunch of stuff on here too. I'm planning on doing MLB videos and stuff like that for when the NBA season ends. So I'm really excited to get some MLB. They have MLB futures on there too. So MLB futures right here, you can see how you can guess the over or the under for how many strikeouts Jacob deGrom will have this season. There's just a bunch of cool stuff on here. Home runs, you can go ahead and do Vladimir Guerrero. You can go ahead and do Giancarlo Stanton. You can do a bunch of stuff on here. Shohei Ohtani. There's a bunch of good stuff on here. So if you guys are already in prizepicks, I highly, again, recommend joining. Oh, also, the tacos yesterday hit. So that was pretty awesome. Jokic went over his rebounds, and Wendell Carter went over his rebounds for the tacos at least. So that was pretty sweet yesterday. I also personally had a pretty good day too. So that was pretty good. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it, though, man. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.